Alright, another video. Sorry. Been a lot of videos, really long videos, so sorry about that. But it might be good news. I mean, it's not all bad, right? I mean, too much is better than too little. It's a simple argument, but I'll go with it. So, but anyway, just apologizing to those of you who feel like, oh, he might say something interesting, so I'll watch this whole horrible long video. Sorry for that. Can't really do much about it. I suppose I could post 2 copies of the video, and then one copy would be, really fast, and one would be really slow, and you could pre-watch the video and see if there was anything of value in it. And damn, I killed another one of my plants. I've had a very bad track record lately with my plants. I know this isn't a proper subject for a video, but it's just sort of annoying that I always do this every winter. It's like I do pretty good for most of the winter, and then right as, I've got like a month to go to keep stuff alive, I fuck it up. I kill everything. Just one of those bad habits I've been in. So anyway, I'm going to roam around a bit because Piero is coming tomorrow probably. And he's probably going to sit in that chair. Probably. If I let him in the house, it'll be that chair there, probably. Maybe I'll let him sit there. So obviously I have to clean up a little here because everything's a mess. And I really don't feel like it, but I'm going to do a little bit of it anyway. And so I figured I'd do a video about some sort of relevant subject while I do that. And try not to make too much noise. That's the catch. Alright, a little bit of noise. Just hold your ears. Okay, it's not that bad, right? No. Okay. No, you can take it. That's not that bad. Anyway, still got a piece of roof on the floor. Maybe I'll pick up that piece of roof. Ceiling. It's not really the roof. It's been threatening to fall for years. And of course this weather probably will drip up there, a little bit of water. Drips, drip, 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 and then it falls down, and I don't really give a shit. Yeah, but I really have to start giving a shit. I just can't keep doing this. I don't give a shit because it's not really working out. It's not a plan you can live by. I mean, I got an azalea bush here. It's all dying. I mean, everything's just dying. Really fucked up this year. Anyway, I fuck up every year. This just happens to be what I'm good at. Really irritating though. I went through those cameras that the friggin' kids drowned, and there's a couple of really good cameras in there. The kind where I didn't even use them because they were too good for me. It's like I said, oh, this is really, this is a good camera. I can make some money, and so I didn't use it because I didn't want to break it or something before I sold it. I didn't get around to selling it, so it's my own fault. It's not really my fault. I shouldn't really blame it on me. So anyway, I thought I would talk about progressive politics. How to, what's the logical steps here? And obviously the antinatalism thing is an important philosophical subject. Hard to gain any momentum with it, but I mean it's very important. But outside of that, like just for the sake of the civilization, you sort of want to have some sort of conversation now and then about how human beings, should interact, how the structure should be, how we can minimize some of the horrors that exist in our lives and in the world we have to live in, and how to, this idea that we can do better than this, that we can have more civilization than we currently have, and that there's things we could do to get there. And so me and Piero have talked about such subjects, and hammer. Let's see, one of my 40 hammers. I think I have about 40 now. I got a whole bunch of more. Last year I inherited a bunch of more hammers. Yeah. Everybody bestows them to me because they know I'm the hammer god. And so when they're on their deathbed, they make sure their hammers go to Gary. Something like that. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's a girl thing. You know, I mean, I know some girls, and their father dies, leaves them their hammer collection, and they don't really want it, so they give it to me. Maybe something like that. Anyway, I do seem to attract hammers to me through forces of magic or something. Speaking of magic, I have one of these great little helicopters. I'll play with that eventually. Thank you, guy. Some sort of sea name, something sea name. I'll remember it someday. Anyway, but thank you. I really do. Thank you. So, you know, very nice. Playthings. You know, I am. I'm a very busy scientist, so yeah, I don't have time to play with things. But yeah, I think I'll get around to it. Yeah, I really think so. Especially once the place is clean. Yeah, once I clean up, you can't really play with helicopters when you have a dirty house. So anyway, yeah, I'm cleaning while I am making the video, and I'll probably have to do 5 or 10 of these. You know, because I can't even paint. I can't do the paint thing until I do this cleaning thing, because everything's just, I don't know, it's just a mess, and I don't really know why, but it is. I had it under control, I thought. But it's like a lot of things, you think you have it under control and you don't. So, you know, it's not an uncommon phenomenon, failure. And yes, I have failed to do as I intended a few times in my life. Anyway, it's just crap everywhere here. I don't know where. Somebody should have to go to jail for it. I have to get rid of these air things. Sorry. Okay, enough of that. So anyway, this politics thing. So, you know, I think the obvious solution, well, I shouldn't say obvious. It's the wrong thing to say, but it's obvious it's not obvious. Obviously, if it was obvious, Gary, you wouldn't have to argue for things and defend things. Hudson, I don't know what this is, but I don't think I like it. Somebody probably sends it to me, but I'm really not that interested. So don't send me magazines. Thank you. What the hell is this? Window and door replacement. No, I need a roof replacement. Where was I? Politics, yeah. So I was thinking party politics is, you know, the parties are just done for. They're special interest owned. And, you know, the only way they can be influenced is you have to become a special interest of significant enough power to extort out of one of the parties allegiance. So you have to acquire enough members of your organization, your whatever you want to call it. What the hell is this for? Oh yeah, cool. You have to acquire. I use rechargeable batteries, by the way. But no, it's okay. Regular batteries are cool, but you know, it's kind of expensive. It's not green. Gotta be green. You know, try to be. Anyway, separate subject. So this idea of you know, we have to organize, and you know, this is sort of. I mean, the obvious part would be, I guess you'd say, hey, it should be pretty obvious that if you want to change something, yeah, you want to influence it or change it or fix it, and it's a big thing, but you're going to have to organize some people to do it. You're going to have to, you alone cannot cast a spell. You don't have, you know, you're not Superman, you don't have power, you can't, you don't have enough charm. Obviously, I don't have enough charm. You know, maybe if I was, you know, just so charming, so beautiful or pretty, or I had some kind of magical voice, maybe I could just charm people into doing what I say, and I wouldn't need to join up with a bunch of other losers to get something done. You know, I could just command it, and everybody would just obey me because I was just so damn charming. So obviously that one we can't rely on. So we have to do this, power through number thing. We have to do this organization thing so we can apply an influence on the system. We have to, by collecting together, like any other gravitational body or magnetic body, we have to gain enough mass so that our force has influence. So the idea would be to start. The first idea is that you create a third party, not with the intention of actually winning an election, but just with the intention of using it as an organizational platform. Something for which you can get people to gravitate with the understanding that this is how it starts. This is the first step, is the organization. And unlike Ralph Nader, you apply logic and say, once you have 3 or 4 million supporters, you extort from the two-party system the prescription of success, the prescription of a plan of action that'll get you to a better future. So where Ralph Nader totally failed is he had no plan, no strategy for the long term, just a short term, ooh, I love being popular strategy, which isn't much of a strategy. You figure that, look, the first thing the third party needs is a third party needs to change the rules so third party candidates can actually get elected. Yeah, that would be the first rational thing a third party has to get done. So before anything else gets done, the first thing it's got to get done, it's got to get this instant runoff voting thing in place, so that we have this minimum where you take away the spoiler effect. So there's no more of this, because the election is crowded, that one guy steals votes from the other good guy, and by doing that, helps the worst guy get elected. So you vote for the best guy, that means the second best guy loses, and that means the worst guy wins. And who wants, that's just a lose-lose all over the place position, right? I mean, your best guy can't win because everybody's afraid that the worst guy is going to win if they vote for the best guy. So obviously you need a system that just protects against that. I mean, instant runoff voting has other benefits, but that's the first number one benefit. It gets rid of the spoiler effect. I really don't want to spend this video explaining the spoiler effect 500 different ways, but it just means that it prevents you from voting for the right guy and ending up getting the wrong guy elected because you did the right thing. And instead it just enables you to do the right thing and still cover the base so your vote doesn't go to the wrong guy. So you don't help the wrong by doing right. Yeah, so I think you can get it. If you just look up spoiler, you'll figure it out. But anyway, there's an old Pall Mall pack. Should be getting some of those tomorrow. Well, Piro can't get in the house if he doesn't have if he doesn't bring cigarettes. He's out of luck. He's big trouble. So that's gonna be nice. Fuck seeing Piro. I'm gonna get a cigarette. That'd be great. A cigarette. So yeah, so that's the plan. So, and as if I mean, I'm really not the guy to be doing this stuff because I really don't have any. Didn't go to charm school, as they say. Quite obviously, didn't even walk past a charm school. Didn't even get within 50 yards of a charm school. I'm really not the guy to be doing this, but there's nobody else apparently who is willing to do it. So I guess I'm going to have to at least initiate some sort of energy in the direction. And maybe I won't do anything more than this video, but we'll see. But yeah, the idea would be to, let's just create the party. And technically, we don't have to do anything too official to be official. I mean, technically, you could have a write-in victory for president. I mean, technically you can do it. You know, obviously it's harder to do because, gee, you mean the people have to figure out how to write? Oh, that's asking an awful lot from the voters, right? To be able to spell your name correctly. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it does put a terrible burden on your potential to get elected if people have to actually know your name and be able to write it on the ballot. You know, that's, oof. And it does take extra work. You know, you can't just pull a lever then. It means you have to actually type buttons, or you have to write, actually physically write it on a paper ballot. You have to even request a paper ballot to do your write-in vote. And oh, you know, people aren't going to be willing to do that. Not to save the world. I mean, that's asking way too much to save the world, to actually write somebody's name on a ballot. You know, I mean, I don't blame them. Gee, that's just terrible. Silly people expecting people to do that. Keep getting this WellCare crap. Keep billing me. I don't want their goddamn shit. I hate the goddamn government. These fucking monsters. He's stealing my money, bastards. Really have to call them. I just don't want to deal with anybody because I'm just so tempted to say, look, you motherfucking cunts, leave me the fuck alone. I didn't sign up for your shit. You don't have a signature of me saying yes to it. You have no right to steal my money, you fuckers. Go to hell. Fuck you. I mean, it's just evil that you have to deal with. But that's part of the party politics here, right? Is that we should have a political party that's fighting for nobody being able to do all this crap that's going on now. You know, all this shit that should be illegal. You know, this shit where people call your phone when they have no good reason to be doing that. No good reason at all. I mean, certainly we should all be able to sign up for a real no-call list that means nobody calls me, alright? I'll call you, fucker. Alright? Unless your house is burning down and somehow, you know, I'm on the list of people to call, don't fucking call me. Yeah, we should be able to have a list like that. Our big, giant, fucking government bastards should be able to provide us with these minimal protections from the crooks and the shystery. You know, and the minimal protections of not having to finance a bunch of really, totally horrible, awful crap. You know, especially mass murder around the world. But, you know, it's this idea of balancing the power a little. And, you know, certainly, you know, I tend to believe in a lot of progressive politics, generally speaking. I mean, I believe in civilization. So, you know, I'm going to tend to agree more with some of the politics of the more liberal party. But, yeah, they're just awful in terms of their hypocrisy and duplicity. They have sold out to cheaters and liars. They've become just as much of an enemy, you know, to the honest as the evil party. You know, they're so dirty, you know, that they're just of no use anymore. They're so sold out to, you know, the I don't even know what you call them. You know, the Reagan Democrats, the people unwilling to call themselves greedy bastards that they are, so they pretend to be liberal, and all they do is pervert the Democratic Party into another version of the Republican Party. And you can see that it's happening in these other countries. You know, they have the same problem. You know, the Workers' Party is really the Nazi bigot party, and the Liberal Party, you know, is really the double right-wing party. You know, it just, none of it makes any sense anymore. The labels don't even fit the parties anymore. So it's almost like you'd want a creative name for the party, you know, just something so explicit that it could never be perverted. You know, like the Kill the Assholes Party. You know, just so you know that even if you become an asshole, you'd be killed. You know, so you could never turn on your own party. You could never violate its principles because the principles of the party basically make it impossible, you know, for you to cheat the agenda. because the punishment for that is part of the fundamental platform of the party. Cheat and die. Yeah, the cheat and die party. All liars must die party. I don't know, whatever the thing would be. I like the word progressive, so I like that, the idea of taking the old progressive name, because apparently no one's using it right now. It does appeal to me, but I guess it carries too much baggage with too many people to be a very good strategy. But regardless, it shouldn't really matter. Frankly, the task is monumental, and if it's going to be achieved, you can't really be worried about these little details. It just came into my mind, the Matrix movies. It always comes up as subjects in these videos now and then, these metaphors. But they're good for a lot of things like that. The whole idea of the oracle, almost being a kind of political strategy. The idea of, yeah, well, the 6 times it's failed, but here, number 7's going to work. The 7th try at the overthrow. But the idea that, yeah, the minor go-wrongs in the plan that is impossible. Here you're setting yourself up with a truly very difficult task, monumental task. And you really have to believe that, the thing is not going to hinge on the fact that you don't have matching socks. It seems pretty logical to realize that you can't get too lost in little details, because what you're pulling off is going to be so difficult in terms of just getting there that there's no way. There's just, it'd be just kind of silly to worry about this little shit, because there's no way this little shit's going to stop you when you're going to be, you're going to be learning to fly, and you're going to be controlling the, your matrix powers are going to have to get so good that you should be able to overcome just grotesquely huge obstacles. So little minor ones should be nothing. If I can stop bullets, I'm really not going to have to worry about, somebody throwing a dart at me. I don't want to get lost in the metaphor, but just saying that, the minor details of the wrong name, I suppose really shouldn't be an obstacle to success. And so shouldn't probably spend much time worrying about that kind of crap. Yeah, garbage bags. Yeah, so that's how I'm thinking anyway. I'm just thinking that it's a ball I should get rolling. I'll make some videos called Third Party, I guess, Volume 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll probably only get to 3 and I'll stop, but whatever, we'll see what happens. Because it's I think, viewing the terrain, it is the only rational step. It is the step. This is the way to get to the better future. You have to have a political solution, and it just seems like this is the political solution. This is the road to success, if there is such a thing. There's a way to win. This will be how you get there. This will be the road. It'll be on there. A third party will be part of the solution. A new third party will be how it happens. If we're ever to get anywhere better than this gross and disgusting mediocrity that we live in and that we're ruled by, if we're ever going to have a good game, a game that doesn't insult our intelligence, like American Idol, or even the Olympics. Don't we deserve to be involved in a little bit better a contest than, you know, what human can fall down the ski slope the fastest. I mean, can't we find something better to worry about, to think about, to a better game to play, to invest ourselves in than these silly, you know, what silly movie of the year is going to win the best silly movie award? You know, come on. We can do this. You know, we can. And it really should be doable. Because the world we exist in does insult intelligence. It just overtly insults my intelligence to live among this variety of human. We're performing way under our potential. Way, way, way under. And we just, you know, plainly, just obviously, sensibly, rationally, should know that we can do a lot better. Another hammer. This is a metal hammer, actually. This is for, you know, it's a bull ping hammer. Pinging. It's for pinging and such. I don't do much pinging. Probably shouldn't put it anywhere high. Put it somewhere low where it can't do too much damage. Here's my working hammer. This is my hammer. It's got sticky tar on it. Yeah, it's been chewed by a dog. Yeah, that's a real hammer. Yeah, this one's, me and this hammer have seen a lot of good murders. A lot of good work we've done with this hammer. So, yeah. No, it's really just my roofing hammer. So, kind of like roofing, but you know, it's really, it's not something I should do in the house. It's not a very good house hammer. So, I really should put that one somewhere where I know not to pick it up because it's, yuck. It's not good for my, you know, it's just not, yes, tar is not a good thing to have around the house. What the hell is this? Oh, it's the end of a sock. For some reason, I had cut the end off a sock. It was one of those snow days. I wanted to keep the snow out of my pants or something. I don't know what I was doing, but I thought if I put a sock over my pant leg, that would keep the snow out, but it didn't work. Oh, you still there? Yeah, sorry. I haven't cleaned this. Just clean this lens off. Snowed on it a few times. Yeah, so that's probably enough of a video. No point in beating it to death. I'm getting tired. Yeah. Wow, I've been awake for 2 hours. A long time. So, yeah, I'll take a nap and wake up a half hour before Piero gets here. And, sounds like a plan. You see, that's how you can almost sit there now. Yeah, that's not too bad. Use this for garbage. Put it up here as the garbage bag. I'll put the garbage bags here. So I'll use those when I have 2 hands free. These are my gas bills that I have to pay. Put these over here. And such. This is garbage. Well, it's recyclable. It's a recycling can. And such. Potato chips. I guess you don't need those. Let's see. Note from the snapping turtle. Always nagging me about shit. What else? Yeah, see? Now it's a chair. Where else was I? I don't know, trouble my ears again. I'm wobbly. Don't really like that feeling. Hopefully it won't get any worse. Yes, that's probably enough. Yeah, I think that's enough. My back hurts too. Yeah, so I think that covers it. So anyway, so I'll have to probably do some more conversation about politically how you do this. But anyway, the whole point of the third party thing is, like I said, is to do the negotiating thing. And the first thing you negotiate is freedom. Give people the freedom to vote their true preferences, rather than being forced to acquiesce to second choices. I mean, we gotta fix that. So anyway, till the next time and such. Yeah.